Professor Melly Mill, the Hood Postman. We're here with no other than y'all favorite, Rockhead. Rockhead. Today we came here to celebrate. And what is that celebration in spirit of?
See this ring, baby?
Let's get a shot of that ring. Let's get a shot of that championship ring. Show the bottom of it. That's awesome, Rocc. So, Rocc, tell us, what do the Drew League mean to this community, and how are you inspired to continue?
The Drew League been around for over 50-something years. I've heard of it when I got out of Folsom, got in jail in 92. I heard of it about 94, 95 when I started my own youth program. And the guys convinced me to do adult league. So I started beating everybody in all the parks and stuff around. Then someone said, man, you can't beat nobody in the Drew League. So I went to the Drew League. And it was a hard battle, man. I mean, for 26 years, I tried to get championship in the Drew League. It was at King Drew Middle School. Charles Drew Middle School. Then went to Washington Park. Now we're at King Drew High School. And Drew League do a lot for their community. They do scholarships. When they scholarship a lot of kids, kids get scholarships to go to college. They help pay for computers. They help pay for some of their books, etc. They actually help both of my daughters, who's in college now, with some of their books and doing their fundraisers and whatnot. The Drew League is, I think, a very big part of our community. Dino Smiley been running it for the last 40-something years. His daughter just took over 2 years ago, and it's a statement. I mean, he had all kind of NBA players. Baron Davis, all of them played in here. Montre Harris. Kawhi Looney played for me last year when I won my championship.
I was going to ask you about
for a championship.
Kawhi Looney, because Kawhi Looney won a championship here with the Drew League. He's also in the World Championship with the NBA Warriors, the championship Warrior team right now. If you had anything to give him, what would that speech? Because you the coach, what would you say to him at this point?
Man, get your real ring now. Get that ring that you're gonna eat off of. God damn it, get that ring you finna eat off of, and keep doing you, brother, because you're a good young brother. You stayed loyal to me, even when you found out your cousin Nick Young had the team in the league, Drew League, and you stayed loyal to me. And that says a lot about everything that you're about, your character, your strength, and the power you behold. And because of you, we won the Drew League Championship in 2021, and you had MVP and a double-double.
Shout out to Kayvon Looney, man. He doing his thing, man. Rocc, how does a Joe Rockhead transition to a coach Rockhead? What does that look like?
It just happened. I mean, some kids on my block years ago when I got out was playing basketball and asked me to take them to a tournament. I took them to a tournament, and I felt they was better than most of the kids that was playing. But they didn't have the fees. Most teams charge parents today for 8 to 10 weeks worth of basketball, $3,000 to $4,000 to $5,000, and tell the parents you can make monthly payments for they pay their bills with. And I didn't want to see them kids struggle, because if they don't have anyone to have their back in the right way, they become at risk. Eventually, most of them start doing things they don't want to do, but they have to do, or because 3 or 4 of them get in an Uber or a bus and they go to another neighborhood just to hoop. People think they may belong somewhere to another hood, or the cops may think they're gang. So I told myself I wanted to try to figure out a way to fix that. So in fixing it, I created my I Can All-Stars, where I got over 200 young men to college since 1994 to now.
How did that feel, Rocc, sitting there in that ceremony, receiving that ring, man, knowing that the champ is here?
Man, I won Nike Battleground Championship on the beach. That was a good one. I won the Drew League Winter League. This one is so big and so good because everybody hates on me. People don't want to see me succeed in nothing. No matter how much positive I do, people really don't like me being positive. People do not like me progressing. People are jealous because of the things I do today. You got guys, I remember Dino Smiley told me one day, he said, Rocc, you know why people don't like you? Because most of these young guys playing in these leagues, they stay with their parents still, or they ain't got no transportation. You did all that time, and you're doing better than most of them. And I never looked at it like that. All I care about is helping people change their lives and get them a better opportunity. So I feel great, man. I feel good that I played a role in a lot of people's lives in a good way, in a positive way, and that a lot of them love me today just as much.
When it comes to things that you had to do in order to see these kids to be successful, what does that look like, or can you give us a couple of situations?
I mean, Paul George played for me. Derek Williams played for me. Jordan Hamilton played for me. Them three guys was drafted in 2011 in the first round, number 2, number 8, number 27. They all started off with my program, ICANN All-Stars.
I did not know that.
And because I didn't have the resources maybe to pick up one of them's mom and make sure the mom watched the rest of the kid's game, or can I fly parents to tournaments with them, or dad don't get along with me and he took his son because I wouldn't cut 3 of my kids and they wouldn't create a whole new team. It's always politics. It's politics in all this shit. It's propaganda in everything, from jail to the streets to sports. It coexists in our everyday lives.
So wait a minute, Rocc. Are you saying that the politics don't never stop?
It never stops.
It's just whether you in a jail situation on the streets or here.
It don't stop. In youth basketball, it's so much corruption in the sense of people stealing people. I had a kid live with me. His mom was homeless, so the kid lived with me. He with a whole different organ. On Saturday, I said we got practice. He always got an excuse. He going to Lancaster with his mom. I found he was going to someone else's practice who bought his mom a car and put up in a motel. Wow. That's what goes on every day. People are hustling these kids, hustling these parents. I'm one of the only travel ball teams in the history of this shit that's not charging the kid a penny.
So that's black exploitation, even in sports.
Oh, without a question. And do athletes get back? I didn't do it. I didn't save these lives and put these kids in the right position to get anything back. But in most cases, they don't.
You got to be kidding me.
In most cases, they don't. They create their own foundations, or they say they're doing this, they're doing that. But in most cases, you would think out of all the young people I got in the pro, helped get in the pros one way or another, or to college, and successful, they'll give back. No.
Can we name a few that has given back? We don't want to negate the fact there has been some.
You know what? I had a kid named Larry Anderson, Long Beach State. He's supposed to went to Xavier. The coach went to Arizona. Long Beach State, freshman of the year, all Big West of the year. Made a little money in Belgium. He would try to send me $200 a month. Hey, coach, I ain't got much, but,
that's
I got
awesome.
you. I have Tony Freeland. When things got bad or get bad for me, he paid for my car note. Tony Freeland was a kid out of Fremont, knocking people out everywhere he goes, smoking weed, whatever. Then all of a sudden, his homeboys said, Rocc, help my little homie. He's 6'7", 6'8", and I helped him. And helped him, but ended up going to DePaul University.
Wow.
That kid is loyal to me right now today. A prime example, I just introduced you to the dude with dreadlock, Big 50. They call him Big 50, Grape Street Watts. Big 50 was 15 years old, the star quarterback at L.A. Jordan, the star baseball pitcher, and the star basketball player. Big 50. Homie said, Rocky, we got a talented home, but we don't want him in his life. I walked up, had a baby at 15. His mom and dad was dead, gangbanging. He had nothing but the hood. The hood is him. I walked up to him, what's up, young fella? He said, who the fuck is you, cuz, on Grape Street? Get out my face. At 15 years old, I looked up to him. He looked behind me, he saw his homeboys laughing. Oh, you the OG. No, big homie. I said, no, nigga, keep that same stance.
Keep that same energy.
I ended up sending that kid to junior college 2 years. University of San Francisco, graduated in 2 years with his degree. Ended up going overseas for 7 years. Finished playing overseas, called me and said, Rockhead, what you did for me, I want to do for my hood. Help me. Now you're the head coach of the school he terrorized and gangbanged that every day at L.A. Jordan.
Wow.
Them are my joys.
Right.
This is what strive and continue to allow me to do the work I do when I know I can save young people's lives. I never had a me for me. Never. All I had was myself.
When people try to categorize you as this angry person or this person that's braggadocious or even it's not. I don't even see that spirit, but I know people talk about it. But what I see is an individual that's fighting to save the culture, fighting to give the culture some substance, fighting to give youngsters an opportunity in a culture that has a lot of different moving parts. How difficult is that for you, Rocc?
I don't let it affect me, be honest. People talk about me every day. People hate on me. People smile in my face. I know they hate on me. People call me, hey, Rocc, I don't want to hear it. I don't deal with hearsay. If you're not man enough to come to my face and have a man-to-man conversation, keep my name out your mouth. If you didn't do time with me and actually did time with me and live with me behind that wall, keep my name out your mouth. Because I don't speak on nothing that don't belong to me.
Gotcha.
So I get it every day, but if I allow it to affect me, I would not be able to change the lives that I change every day in our youth. It's about our youth. Fuck everything. Fuck my temper. Fuck my emotion. It's about our youth. If it ain't about our youth, don't fuck with me. And I'm just simple with that.
And what I see is one of Oaks Park finest, a guy that grew up, lived in Oaks Park, grew up in Oaks Park, played in Oaks Park, and he's an exact example of what Oaks Park was about. It's strong leadership and discipline that came from that Oaks side. That's amazing and still continues. And I'm not talking about in a gangbanger sense. What I'm talking about is a manhood. This here we're facing is a man that has integrity.
See, but again, even when we say Oaks Park, people like, oh man, listen to me. We were family. We were family. Man, I ran from my grandma's house. I went to your house, and your dad said, hold it. He said, Mama ain't gonna like that. So she don't want to get into it. Leola, my grandma, go in the garage, she fall asleep, he go in the room, sleep with the boys.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's family.
That's family,
I go across
right.
the street to Gertie's house,
right.
Yolanda and Roscoe.
Right.
Josephine house.
Miss Josephine.
Eat for me, Miss Josephine. When the Norwoods moved over there, Greg them moved over there. And I mean, they was family.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So the Midnights, I mean, Crazy
Brooks,
Crips.
Eyes and Brooks.
Man,
yeah.
when you know that you can't get away walking
I
down
just
the
sent you
street,
that picture of Crip Doctor. Yeah.
You can't walk around without them. So what's wrong? Get in this house. Get something to eat. When you taking your ass back home. That's how we were. Oaks Park, we all played baseball. We all got down up there. We all was friends up there. And when the other life came, like I tell people again, man, listen to me. I was just an Oaks Park kid before I went to jail. When I went to jail, I went as Rudolph. I keep telling y'all this. I can't say I was this big bad motherfucker if I went to jail. I was a kid. I did some burglary, some other little shit, and shot the gun when King Rat just throw me over the gate and shit. My Uncle Bob put me in the car with him and throw the shotgun on my lap and shit. But I was a kid. I became Rockhead in the jail. Ain't too many motherfuckers commit where they started their dynasty at. I became Joe motherfucker Rockhead in jail. And I built that motherfucker. And I helped homies in there. I didn't allow homeboys to slap other homeboys or attempt to slap other homeboys. I stood up for all the young homies, and not one person could ever say otherwise.
And some of the best talent in the city came out of Oaks Park. Whether it's Lorenzo Romar, Wayne Romar, Huey Brooks, Kenny Landreau, Jeff Trepanier, just to name a few. And I know I'm even the O'Bannons, they came out of there. Even Rod Parker, the Parkers used to be up there. Rod and John and Calvin, all them guys. All these guys played right there in Oaks Park. Amazing, Rocc. Rocc, your career is good, man. I don't know where it's going to end at, man, but you've been doing an amazing job, and I can't help but to be a part of it, man, by capturing these moments every time I get it up. But show us that ring again, bro. That's that championship ring right there.
Representing Trump, man.
That's it.
Initial RJ.
There it is there.
First time in the history of the Drew League, they gave out rings, baby.
There it is there. So right there, we're going to lock the door, Rocc, unless you got something else to say to the kids on the way out.
Hey, young people, I don't give a damn red, blue, purple, whatever you represent. Listen to me. It's about choices. It's about taking responsibility for your actions.
And what does the mirror I can't say? It says, establish the facts.
Eliminate the negative, establish your facts, and choose your best option.
There it is there. And we're going to lock the door right there.
Lock-
I just make it happen. Word on the